EFCC invited me as because my name was mentioned in Pandora papers.
On October 17, 2021, Peter Obi was traveling from Abuja to Lagos when he got a call on his cell phone stating his name was mentioned in Pandora papers, which they claimed Peter Obi incorporated an offshore holdings which he did not declare to the Code of Conduct when he served as the governor of Anambra State. In great dismay, the news quickly spread all across Nigeria and people started asking questions. From the camp of Peter Obi's opponents, they were celebrating because the plan to indict Peter Obi for a crime which he did not commit was working perfectly. Before Peter Obi tried clearing his name to the general public, a letter was sent to Peter Obi's office asking him to report to the EFCC headquarters in Abuja on Wednesday, which was October 27, 2021, to face further investigations. When the same alarming and soul-wrecking news got to the camp of Peter Obi's opponent, they were so happy and even popped some bottle of champagne celebrating the downfall of Peter Obi. Peter Obi honored the invitation set aside by EFCC, but before then, you need to know one thing. As a governor in Nigeria, you cannot have any undisclosed business running in the country. The only business a civil servant in Nigeria can openly operate is agriculture, so this was a big case for Peter Obi. Peter Obi got to Abuja and drove straight to the EFCC office or headquarters to quickly clear up his name and put everything in order. When he arrived at the office, he was greeted by a lot of news agencies pointing cameras and microphones at him and also asking a lot of unnecessary questions to Peter Obi. Peter ignored all of these set-up plans by his political opponents because anything he says to the press and publications can be used against him. That was a very thoughtful act by Peter because reporters and journalists can be very smart in asking questions that can put you in a very tight situation, regardless of how smart you think you are. When Obi called to the main office, he was shown some of the allegations leveled on him. The investigations, as reported by Premium Times, revealed how Obi incorporated offshore holdings and also how Obi, as the governor of Anambra State, kept managing his Next International UK Limited organization. The allegations also stated that Obi kept managing his Next International UK Limited for 14 months after becoming a governor and also continued to operate a foreign account. After Peter Obi heard all of the allegations, he just smiled and gave them a befitting response.
EFCC invited me as because my name was mentioned in Pandora papers. When they said, oh, people say, finally they've invited me. They went and said, when I became governor in 2006, I had a business in the UK. I was doing well and everything. So I folded everything, put it in your trust. That's what is there. If you go there and see 1 naira, throughout the time I was in office till today, interest was taken. If not, people should let me go.
Peter Obi had a business, no doubt, in the UK. And before he became the governor of Anambra State, the same business was folded legitimately after following the due process of the UK Business Act. He folded the business and it was being operated by a trust firm, which simply means that Obi has little or no right of ownership for the stipulated number of years, and based on Peter Obi's agreements with the trust firm, he was getting no income. After extensive and comprehensive discussion and investigation conducted between EFCC and Peter Obi, they dropped all of the allegations and cases leveled on Obi. Peter Obi left the EFCC headquarters and he was happy that he has cleared up his name in the betterment of him and the people who believe that he wasn't corrupt. On the other hand, his political enemies and opponents wasn't too happy with the outcome and they re-strategized on how to effectively thwart and set up blueprints for the downfall of Peter Obi. And this was the beginning of many political corrupt and false allegations that will surface in coming months and days. When Peter Obi got home, he quickly related the outcome to his family members and to the press. A lot of Peter Obi's supporters at that time breathed air of great relief, and for the first time in days, they had a proper rest of mind, not knowing that a lot of drama was on the way. If you're enjoying the story so far, do well to like this video so it can spread all across the country. For a fact, Peter Obi was to contest for the presidential primaries under the People's Democratic Party, PDP, when he quickly noticed that his enemies and political feisty opponents were right in front of him, the same people who he dines and hold important meetings with, are the same set of people who wants to bring him down. He knew if he stays back and contests for the presidential primaries under the People's Democratic Party, which is the PDP, is more like offering yourself to be eaten by a very hungry Nile crocodile. So what did Peter Obi do to avoid being eaten by the very hungry political opponent? Peter Obi decamped and moved to Labour Party. A move that all of his enemies never saw coming. And this reminded me of a line in Ashake's song. And when Peter Obi finally moved to Labour Party, his enemies were left dumbfounded and they were so surprised of the sudden move to Labour Party by Peter Obi. And these guys were so mad at the very intelligent move by Peter Obi. When Obi moved to Labour Party, it caused a lot of uproars and disbelief in the hearts of Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians felt that Obi's move to LP was a bad one and was not intelligent. They never knew it was the best move possible for Peter Obi. Peter Obi's supporters joined him in Labour Party, and the presidential race had received a green light, more like a light at the end of the tunnel. Peter Obi never knew this would lead to a second phase that has been designed by his political opponents. The unknown political opponent of Peter Obi held a secret meeting to re-strategize and research for another way to come after Peter, and they got a perfect plan. And this plan, according to them, was a no-brainer, and Peter Obi in no way, shape or form will be able to escape this last and final attempt to pull him down. Before we look at this final attempt, if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Thank you. Back to the drama. On the 16th of January 2023, Nigerians and Obedience woke up to a news. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is facing a fresh disqualification suit at the Federal High Court in Abuja over his alleged possession of dual citizenship of two countries. Obi, who was dragged before the court by another party, the National Rescue Movement (NRM), which among others alleged that the presidential candidate is no longer fit, proper and qualified for the highest plum office in Nigeria on the account of dual citizenship. This was a very funny allegation because what Peter Obi held in the US was an honorary citizen of the city of Dallas and not a citizen of a country in its real sense. Peter Obi's opponent forgot to do a proper research before filing a lawsuit. What Peter Obi possesses is just an honorary citizen of a city of Dallas. Peter Obi was given a symbolic key to the city to come and go as he liked. Nonetheless, if the US State Department through its embassy in Nigeria refuses to grant a visa to Obi, he cannot enter the US, much less travel to Dallas, whereas a US citizen would not need a visa to travel to the US. The lawsuit labeled on Peter Obi was dead on arrival, and this is the third attempt politicians have tried to pull down Peter from contesting for the presidential elections. But the question here is, why is Peter Obi the most feared politician in Nigeria? Why are these guys so scared of Obi? February 25, 2023 is the date set aside for the presidential elections. This will be the day Peter Obi will throw the first punch back at his haters and foes. He will set the standards and rewrite the story from the scratch. I also have a dedicated video that exposes why Peter Obi is the most feared politician in Nigeria, and it's right here on your screen. Click on the video showing on your screen right now to watch it, and I will see you there.